Before you skip this video, let me ask you one question. What if I told you that one of the richest men Jesus ever talked about ended up being called a fool? Not because he lost his money, not because he went bankrupt, not because he made a bad investment. In fact, he did almost everything modern financial experts tell us to do. He worked hard. He saved. He expanded his business. He built bigger storage for his wealth. By every worldly standard, he was a financial success. But then Jesus shocked everyone with 7 terrifying words. "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you." Why? What financial mistake did this wealthy man make that was so serious Jesus used him as a warning for every generation? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Millions of people today are making the exact same mistake, and they don't even realize it. In the next 7 minutes, we're going to uncover the hidden financial principle in this parable that could completely change how you think about money, investing, saving, retirement, and true wealth. And trust me, the final lesson may be the most important financial decision you'll ever make. Jesus begins with a successful farmer. This wasn't someone who inherited wealth. This was a hard-working businessman. One season, his land produced an extraordinary harvest, more grain than he'd ever seen. Imagine walking through fields overflowing with crops. Everywhere you looked, profit, opportunity, abundance. For many people, this would be the happiest day of their lives. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. The problem wasn't his wealth. The problem was what he decided to do with it. And this is where the first financial lesson appears. Money amplifies your priorities. It doesn't create your character. It reveals it. If you're generous before wealth, you'll probably remain generous after wealth. If you're selfish before wealth, more money usually magnifies that too. That's why building character is just as important as building your bank account. The rich man looked at his overflowing harvest and asked himself, "What shall I do?" That's a good question, but notice what happened next. Instead of asking, "What does God want me to do with this blessing?" he asked, "How can I keep more for myself?" His solution, "I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones." On the surface, that sounds smart. Planning isn't wrong. Saving isn't wrong. Investing isn't wrong. In fact, Joseph did all three. So why did Jesus call this man a fool? Because his entire financial plan ended with himself. There was no generosity, no stewardship, no eternal purpose. His wealth became his identity. And that's one of the greatest dangers of financial success. If you're enjoying these Bible-based financial lessons, subscribe now. Every week we uncover hidden money principles from Scripture that can help you build wealth with wisdom, not just accumulate possessions. After building his bigger barns, the man said something many people still say today. Take life easy. Eat, drink, be merry. In other words, my money will protect me. But here's the truth. Money can buy comfort. It cannot buy certainty. Money can purchase a house. It cannot guarantee tomorrow. Jesus wasn't condemning financial success. He was exposing misplaced trust. There's a huge difference. Financial planning is wise. Depending on money as your ultimate security is dangerous. Today, many people measure success only by income, net worth, or investments. But Jesus asked a deeper question. Who are you becoming while building wealth? If someone described your relationship with money in one word, what would it be? Stewardship? Faith? Freedom? Generosity? Comment below. I read every response. Then comes one of the most sobering moments in the Bible. God says, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you." Everything he'd worked for stayed behind. His bonds remained. His grain remained. His money remained. But he didn't. This wasn't a warning against becoming wealthy. It was a warning against becoming wealthy without purpose. Imagine spending 40 years climbing a ladder, only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. That's what Jesus wants us to avoid. If you're finding value in today's message, subscribe and join thousands of viewers learning how to handle money God's way. So what should we do instead? The answer isn't to avoid success. It's to pursue wealth with wisdom. Here's Jesus' blueprint. And honestly, save wisely. Avoid unnecessary debt. Invest responsibly. Give generously. Build a legacy that outlives you. Trust God more than your bank account. Money is a tool, a terrible master, but an incredible servant. The goal isn't simply to become rich. The goal is to become a faithful steward. The rich fool wasn't condemned because he had abundance. He was condemned because he believed abundance was enough. He planned for retirement, but not eternity. He protected his crops, but neglected his soul. And that's the warning Jesus leaves for all of us. Build wealth. Work hard. Invest wisely. Prepare for the future. But never forget the greatest financial principle in the Bible. Money is a gift from God, but it should never take the place of God. If today's message challenged the way you think about wealth, type wise steward in the comments. And remember, the richest person isn't the one who owns the most. It's the one who faithfully manages what God has entrusted to them. I'll see you in the next video.